Welcome to episode 3 of From The Finchale End, and I'm delighted after having two bowlers for the first 2 weeks is to grab a proper cricketer and a batsman. Cameron Steele, welcome.
Thanks, mate. Lovely to be on.
Absolutely perfect, mate. We'll just have a little chat. I don't know if you've seen the first two podcasts, just get a bit of background into your cricketing history, which is quite interesting for our viewers. You've, a little bit like me, travelled here, there and everywhere for a game of cricket, and maybe get a few stories, and we'll see what we get towards the end.
Absolutely, mate, yeah.
So talk to me about your earliest memories of cricket and how you kind of got into cricket.
Earliest memories of cricket, probably from when I was living in Somerset as a teenager, not as a teenager, as a kid. With the next door neighbour, got me into it. I actually played chess a lot more than I did cricket back in the day. Yeah, so I used to go to chess club at school. One day, chess club basically got cancelled, and cricket club was on, so I went and joined cricket club, and yeah, that was that. So that's where my cricket career sort of started off, and was sort of hooked from there. Played in the backyard with dad and my sister, and then with next door neighbour in Somerset. Yeah.
Brilliant. So how old were you when you moved to Somerset? Because you, not many people will know this, but you were born in the States and travelled around a little bit as a young fella.
Yeah, so born in the States, lived there for 3 or 4 years. And I think we moved to England in '99, I think. So then Somerset for 10 years, I think. So it was I don't really remember the move because obviously I was pretty young. Yeah. But lovely place. I really enjoyed living in Somerset and sort of where I grew up, really. So it holds a special place in my heart.
Excellent stuff. So you, Scotch College boy, is that right, in Perth? So yeah. After Somerset, moved to Perth and Scotch College, which will have massive cricket school, if people don't know, in Perth. Probably one of the, I think there's 6 private schools in Perth that are hugely into their cricket and challenge for the Darlow Cup every year. Talk to me about your coaching and that little ride there, and maybe how that progressed into your club career at Clement Mendon.
Yeah, so moved to Australia in 2009 from Somerset. That was off the back of watching the Ashes series in 06-07, where England lost 5-0. That was tough. But mum and dad basically went to Perth and fell in love with it. And I think on the 5th day of the test, we'd watched the first 4 days together. Mum on the 5th day of the test had gone on a river cruise with my sister and just called dad and said, "Can we move here?" And dad said I was thinking the same thing. So a couple of years later, took the plunge, the old wanted down under.
Did you get the card?
Yeah. We should have got him. But then moved over and got introduced to Mike Hirsch when we were sort of looking to buy a place, and he got me involved at Scotch. And he was my coach all through school. Brilliant coach, legend of the Northeast, legend of Perth as well. Great coach. I owe loads to him, and was very lucky at Scotch with the facilities, and also the year group I was in. Had a very strong year group in mine and the years above. So I think it's 7 or 8 of us in the space of 3 years of played professional cricket, and then also to be involved at Clement Mendon, which has been a pretty strong club for about 10-15 years now.
Yeah, some good strong characters there at Clement, and I guess a lot of the guys from school are also part of the Clement Mendon system.
Yeah. So I was lucky to grow up with sort of Tim David, Matt Kelly, Nick Hobson, who were all sort of within a year of each other at school, and those 3 have all played for the Scorchers. Joel Parris as well, plays for WA in the Scorchers. So yeah, it was really nice growing up with them. We used to actually at school, train. I probably trained more at school than I ever have in my life. We used to go in every morning at 6. And just basically net. Hershey would be there. We'd bowl and bat against each other probably 3-4 times a week that time, and then have training after school as well. So it was a very busy time for all of us. Probably why a few of us have carried injuries a little bit later on, but yeah, great times. And was so lucky to go to Scotch and to be with those guys.
Yeah, and transitioning into Clement, they've had quite a lot of success in club cricket based on the fact that you've obviously got a core group that have all come through together, and some pretty strong characters leading that with Jim Allenby and the likes of Craig Ibbotson around the club as well, who have been there and done that.
Yeah, brilliant. Getting started there was obviously tough when you're sort of 14, 15, 16 with characters like that. I'd say they're a dying breed of the old school of cricketers, where very hard nosed, got to sort of earn your colours. So that was a great start into grade cricket. But then ever since, it puts you in good stead. And yeah, like I saying, you say we've got a strong group of guys, a good culture there, and work very closely with Jim Allenby now, and he's been brilliant for me. He's been coaching a lot in Perth, and yeah, he's a very good coach.
Awesome stuff. So from school, you decided that your education was going to continue in the UK and in the Northeast, as it happens. You went to Durham University. How did that come about?
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I suppose Durham, the first idea of Durham probably came through Hershey. So a lot of the boys from Scotch, when they finished school and from Claremont, would go to Durham and work at Durham School, play in the Northeast, usually sorted out by Hershey.
Yeah.
So the idea of Durham always appealed to me, and I didn't really expect to get the grades. I was always going to go to uni, whether that was going to be in Australia or in England. Was sort of, I was unsure, but I expected to get a degree and try for professional cricket as well. Yeah. And it was just whether to maybe do that in Western Australia or in England. I suppose there was probably, what appealed to me was the MCCU system.
Yes.
In England, where you could study and be signed as a professional as well. I'd stayed in touch with Somerset through my time in Australia, and they said I was welcome to come back on trial for their second team at any time. So that was sort of in the back of my head. So I think England and trialling to play county cricket was probably, at the forefront of my mind.
Brilliant stuff. And so Foxy would have been your coach at Durham Uni at the time?
Yes, yeah. So to be fair, I accepted my place at Durham when I got in. I didn't think I would, and then just thought I can't not go having got in. So got there. Foxy obviously played a big part in my decision to choose Durham as an option.
Yeah.
And got there, and he was brilliant. Loved Foxy. He was a great coach. Again, very old school, different to sort of coaches these days, but his experiences, his outlook on life, obviously his England experiences, and the players he's coached. It obviously, his track record speaks for itself. So he was really good to work with, and we stay in touch now. He's working at Durham now, which is brilliant. Yeah. So he's a great mate and just a top man.
He is. He saw the light. He actually played for Scarborough back in Perth. I don't know if you knew that, but he was a mighty gull, mate. Not one of those little tigers.
Yeah. much tougher up there.
Well, you said it. No, two great clubs in Perth. Had the honour to play for both, which is brilliant. So, from university, you've played a few first-class games and got a taste for that through the brilliant MCCU system. Talk to me how that transitioned into getting a contract down at Middlesex.
So I actually got my contract at Middlesex before I went to uni.
Oh, okay.
I came over originally in end of March 2013.
Right.
So I was still 17, and I was playing on trial for Somerset and living in Taunton. So they basically said I could have a season-long trial in the second team, which was great. So brilliant opportunity, and I'm forever grateful to them for that opportunity. So that was great to be around a professional setup and everything. And I did all right. I originally was sort of there as a bowler. Didn't go that well. That was when the yips sort of started to come into my game. But then, batted nicely and actually ended up getting offered a 3-year deal through university by Middlesex. Yep. Somerset weren't, at the time, their philosophy was more that they wanted you to just be a cricketer, which was fine. But for me, I knew I wanted to get a degree, and the offer of 3 years playing professional cricket and being able to go to Durham, work with Foxy, so that was a no-brainer for me. So I signed at Middlesex, and then yeah, got into the MCCU stuff. Had a great time, made loads of mates who I still keep in touch with now. And then obviously the cricket opportunity is brilliant for someone who's 18, 19, getting to play first class cricket against, well, we played Durham, Derby, Warwickshire, over the years, Somerset, and that was a great opportunity, and yeah, I'll never forget that experience.
Oh, brilliant stuff. It's a great system, and I hope it continues for a long time to come. So from Middlesex, you found your way back up to the northeast. Talk to me around how that came about.
Yeah, I did. So it was an interesting one. So I was pretty devastated to leave the northeast after uni because I loved it so much in Durham. I basically had that last season for Middlesex, went okay in the second team, like scored a few runs, but probably not enough to really bang the door down.
Yeah.
It was always hard there anyway to bang the door down for the first team because if they want a player, they'll get them. They have the money to do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So basically, Nick Compton came off central contract that year, and I was collateral, I guess. But looking back, I probably didn't get the runs that I should, and probably didn't deserve a contract. So I knew I was good enough. I'd done all right in the first class games for uni.
Yeah.
So I was probably there or thereabouts, but just didn't have the opportunity at Middlesex really. So then decided to trial around a little bit. Thought I'd give it a crack. Had a trial week at Kent, which was interesting.
Okay.
Nothing came of that, but I'd been in touch with Alan Walker at Durham and John Lewis, as they coached a fair bit at the uni when Foxy had his mental health issues in my second year. So I had a relationship with them. Asked if they had any free spots in the second team. They got in touch with Killer, who was running the second team at the time, and got a gig. Funnily enough, one of the first games was against Middlesex in the second team final. Yeah. So I was really lucky to get that opportunity, especially at a time when Stoneman and Borthwick both decided to leave for Surrey, and obviously Keaton was on the brink of the England side. So it presented a really good opportunity for someone who blocks it at the top of the order. So yeah, played in that second team game, got some runs, and yeah, got an offer for a development contract for the next year.
Fantastic stuff. Fantastic. So again, I reel off a couple of little stats, but stats are not my thing. I'm a massive believer in how you influence a game of cricket to win a game. But youngest double centurion at the age of 21, 224 against Leicester at Grace Road. So, mate, amazing stuff. And was that the game that your mum and dad were actually over to watch as well? Yeah, so
it's the only game that my entire family has ever seen. So it was extended family and everything. That was because most of my family is sort of spread around the Midlands and the Northwest. So Leicester was a good place to meet, and yeah, for a couple of days it just sort of all went right. It was very great couple of days. Really enjoyed it.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Good to be in the record books there as well. But more importantly, as you said, when you've got family that come from far and wide, to have them all there to watch that must have been such a special moment.
Yeah, it was lovely. The only annoying thing about that week was, like you say, about how you influence the game. It was lovely getting 200, but it was really frustrating that week when it rained for the final 2 days.
Yeah,
because that would have been a great week to have a big win. We just started getting a little bit of form. We had a bit of a stinker in the T20, so it would have just been nice to get a win on the board. And yeah,
great stuff, mate. Great stuff. So, talk a little bit now about lockdown. So you've travelled over from Perth. Are you still in quarantine at the moment?
I am still in quarantine. Yeah. Yeah. So it's been extraordinary few months, really, hasn't it? So as soon as the lockdown was about to go in place in March, I just thought, I was in my flat on my own. I was thinking it could be time to get out of here, just sort of be with family, and because if it gets really bad, I don't want to be at a stage where I can't see mum and dad and everything. So yeah, just got on a plane back to Australia and locked down there. So quarantined for 2 weeks there. So I'm now in my 4th week of quarantine this year. But yeah, lovely couple of months. Just it's pretty. There's not many cases in Perth, so it's been. I've done a really good job in Australia. It's been it's not quite normal life, but a lot more open there. So it was nice, sort of catching up with friends and having a bit of time away from cricket as well.
Yeah, freshen up, which is good. So I mean, I'll just talk about that. So last year probably didn't go the way that you wanted it to go on the field, and like you said, you've had the chance to freshen up. So what are the next steps now? So I see the bowlers are back in this week. What's reintegration like for the batting group?
Yeah, so not too sure, to be honest.
Sorry, man, I didn't mean to stop you there.
No, no one really knows. I think like the next stage is sort of step by step, really, and see what happens with the cases and everything. So the bowlers have gone back in this week, 6 of them.
Yeah.
Just get the workloads up, and from July 1st, I think we're going to start training again.
Okay.
Meant to be a squad of 16 being named for the Red Bull training. We're going to train for Red Bull for at least the first week.
Yeah.
And see where we're at, see what the developments are, what the ECB approve and what they don't, what other clubs want to do. So there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah, it's really interesting at the moment. I've seen that there's a couple of friendlies that have been arranged, and obviously behind closed doors. I think Surrey and I think Lancashire and Yorkshire, I think, might even be playing against each other in a friendly as well. So I guess trying to just get some cricket in with, I guess, the back end of July, August looking like the kind of start time for first class cricket, and just trying to get yourself ready and prepared, and hopefully you get that crack again this year.
Absolutely, yeah. I think it's really exciting to be able to get any cricket in, because I think there was a long time there where we were looking at not playing at all. So I think it's just take everything as it comes, and if we miss a game because someone gets the virus, I obviously hope they're okay or whatever, and just sort of get through it and take it step by step, and make the most of what 10, 12 weeks we'll have of the season, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, personally, I had a bit of a stinker last year, so
it happens,
to put it lightly. So, it'd just be nice to sort of get back into form and, get out there with the boys.
Yeah, great stuff. Be interesting. I think they'll probably take a little bit out of the international series that's coming up, and maybe get some protocols out of that moving forward after they're obviously being played. But I guess accommodation again is probably a big thing for you guys, and how you kind of all stay in that theoretical bubble. But hopefully we all get back out there and we get to watch you guys, and maybe us hacks get to have a go on a weekend as well, sooner rather than later. Right, we'll move on to cricket a little bit. So, any hidden talents, mate? Do you have any hidden talents that our viewers might not know about you?
I suppose chess maybe would maybe that would count. I was the under-9 West of England chess champion.
Awesome title. Have you still got the trophy?
Oh yeah, never given that away. That's still. It's not quite up on the mantelpiece anymore since I became a teenager, but and trying to get girlfriends round and that. But
have you have you had a crack in the change room with any of the Durham lads at chess?
I had a bit of a go with Michael Richardson last year. Taught Bryden Cast to play last year, so there's been
wow, that would be an experience.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. It was an experience. I'm trying to think other hidden talents. Not many talents outside cricket.
Well, I know one. So I've seen you a couple of times after you've maybe had a beverage or two, and your impressions are quite good, and your impersonations are quite good. I've heard you have a crack at a few different accents. Is there any famous people in your repertoire that you could maybe give our viewers a crack at?
Hope I'll be all right with it, but I do like doing Cameron Bancroft.
Have a go.
What would you like me to say, or do you want me to just go?
Just add maybe something about his yoga. He's dead into his yoga, isn't he? And trying to get people into all that kind of jazz. So.
Oh, look, I like my yoga. it's just ever since the sandpaper gate, it's just been amazing to, you know, for body and mind. I just think that it really gets me in the best place possible for if I'm playing at, you know, the Riverside or at the Wacker. I just love it.
Very good, mate. Very good. Any famous politicians that you can maybe carry off?
I've been working on a bit of a Boris Johnson, but I might have to save that for you for another time.
Okay.
I'm not quite perfected. I can do a little David Attenborough now for you.
Sounds
if you
lovely,
need.
mate. Have a go.
This is From The Finchale End, hosted by Ash Thorpe with his guest Cameron Steele. Ash is sat there in his Santa Carla t-shirt, and his head is looking very shiny.
It's true.
That's all I got for you.
No, lovely. I'll take that. I'll take that. I was going to ask you to do some impersonations of maybe some players and coaches at the club, but I think we'll leave that as we want you to get back in the side. We don't want to alienate you quite yet out of the first team spot.
Yeah, I think that's probably for the best.
Right, mate. We'll have a little chat now about your teammates and yourself. So you've obviously travelled around a little bit, and maybe your favourite ground or grounds to play cricket at.
Obviously, Riverside.
Yep.
I'd love playing at Riverside. I think whatever people say, even though it's cold and windy, it can be a little bit, a little bit green. Not that easy for the batters. I just love playing there. I think it's my first sort of memory of first class cricket and professional cricket. So, yeah, that's my favourite place to play. But other than that, I love playing at Creswell Park for Claremont. And recently, I've really enjoyed playing at Ashington.
Ash Vegas.
Ash Vegas, mate. Yeah, love it.
Bunch of boys.
Yeah, very good bunch of boys.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's very competitive side, and yeah, good bunch of lads and decent cricket wicket as well. It's we went up there with Washington earlier in the season last year, and we got our bums absolutely smacked by you blokes. So not one of my happy hunting grounds at all, but
best team in the league, mate.
Hey,
best team in the league, mate. That's why.
Happens, mate. It happens. Character building. Right. Do you have any nicknames? Any interesting nicknames that our viewers might not know? Sorry.
I have a few. I've had a few throughout the years that are a bit strange. More from Australia than from here. I've had Lexington. I'll let people figure that one out. I've had Pete in terms of Pete Tong or Pete Wrong, because I often like to take the mic at club events at Claremont and do my best 90s DJ impression. And then most recently, one given to me by Angus Robson, Moggy, has no meaning whatsoever. It was just, I walked into the room and someone had said the word Moggy, and Gus thought that it was me that he was referring to as Moggy, and then it stuck, and it really has stuck.
Random, but we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Right, three Durham teammates that you'd take on a night out with you.
Oh. Graham Clark. Keaton Jennings. I suppose does it have to be current?
No, that's fine, yes. Durham player that you play with, yeah, it's good.
Yeah, Graham Clark, Keaton Jennings, and Paul Coughlin.
Very good. Sounds like fun. On the back of that, and maybe on your chess teaching abilities, 3 teammates who you wouldn't have in your quiz team.
Well, I'm not sure if you've heard any rumours about our club quizzes, but there's a few lads there who I certainly wouldn't be having in my team. Number 1 has to be Scott Steele.
Yeah.
I'm throwing him under the bus here a bit, but he did think that the Statue of Liberty was in Madagascar.
That would be impressive.
So yeah, he's not on there. Ben Whitehead as well, for anyone that knows Ben. He is a smart lad. his just quiz knowledge is diabolical. And then probably it's got to be Carsey, Bryden Cars as well. He's not great at the old quiz.
Yeah.
Unless it's football.
Yeah, absolutely. Interesting there. So Jack Burnham misses the cut there, which is extraordinary, but
nah. Jack's good at maths. If you ask Jack some maths questions, he's good at them. He'll tell you.
Right. We'll keep
politics.
Keep that in mind. Right. Which of the blokes is the stingiest? So who'd be the last to get around in?
Since Bunny Onions left the club, it's absolutely Gareth Hart, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm not embarrassed to say it. He's a great bloke, but when it comes to buying around and parting from the money he has in his wallet, no chance.
My roundophobic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. The last couple of questions, mate. If you won the lottery and we put a hefty sum in your bank account, what would be the first thing that you'd do with the money?
Probably get some surfing lessons, to be honest. I've been getting into that over the lockdown, and I'm pretty bad. So yeah, I think that would be my first port of call. And then after that, getting at one with the water, bangers style, would be able to sort of make an educated decision about where to put the cash. Probably all on red.
Maybe some yoga on the water or something.
Yeah, yoga. Yeah, paddleboard yoga, all that sort of stuff. Yeah.
Might be a business venture in that for you somewhere.
Maybe.
Last question, mate. If you were to have an actor play you in the movie of your life, who would that actor be?
A lot of my friends would probably say the actor who plays Jay Cartwright. I've got people saying I look like him for some reason. But yeah, I'd have to say Ryan Gosling.
Oh.
Yeah, rig, hair,
Absolute double.
Yeah, no, I wish.
No, that's brilliant, mate. Cam, thanks very much for your time today, mate. Really appreciate it. And we hope to see you back out there and doing your thing for Durham very soon.
No worries. Thanks, mate. Hopefully catch you soon.
Good on you, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.